Alright, welcome to Eve's Singularity. I'm Major Freak. Now, I'm gonna warn you guys that I go into this with extreme trepidation. My interest in this game is at a nadir. And it goes up and down. I've had moments where I don't play the game for years and I come back to it. This is probably the start of one of those. I'd rather not. The pirate strongholds are extremely lucrative for me and a lot of fun for the few players who have befriended me, and that we fly together when they're available. I do them regardless. There's tons of opportunities. It's lots of fun. Except I play games, especially in MOGs, about mining, and I especially like science fiction, and I especially like space simulators. So Eve hit at the time all of the major boxes. Now, Jumpgate, which I played in 2000, 2003, had all those boxes ticks plus Newtonian physics. And I didn't like Eve because it was point and click. And I thought it was the most ridiculous way to have a space simulator. Now, what does Eve simulate mining to be? Now, to be honest, I can play any game. I mean, I even played RuneScape for mining back when I was dating this chick, and she was mad as a hatter, but I I got in the game, and I'm sure you can do a lot of things in RuneScape, but at the time, mining, I enjoyed it. And I was like, hey, can you do mining in this game? And she was like, sure. Tried that. And, I enjoyed the mining bit of it. So, yeah, any game that is mining, I'll do it. And what do I get out of it? I don't know. I've always liked the idea of mining. I don't know why. It's just baked into my system. And a mining simulator, Jumpgate was great. You found the special kind of ore, you went for it, you mined it, and you ignored the other stuff. Now, in Eve, I like going to low sec and mining ice in endurances because it kept me awake. It was relatively safe compared to what else you could do. Like back in 2008, I think I lost my first low sec mining barge, a Hulk even. It was pretty funny, to a pirate. Apparently a rather famous pirate back then, but I still lost it, and I was like, wow, this is really difficult to actually make some profit in low sec. And then I started looking at the numbers about, is the risk still worth it? And I looked into it, and it wasn't. At the time, Jaspit was shite. And that was demoralizing, so I stopped mining in low sec because it was just, for the most part, like at the time, later on, I think they introduced the anomalies in low sec for gneiss and crocite and stuff like that. And I would go for gneiss because at the time it went up and down, but it was worth it. So I would go into low sec and I would mine gneiss anomalies. It was hella fun, but I didn't do that very much because the main draw was either feldspar and high sec, or especially ice mining. And ice mining in Bashakru, because it was the draw for Bashakru was that it was a common place for the incursions to spawn, and it scared away all the bots. So it was great fun. You're pretty much alone in the ice belt. Dealt with a few, it was a very light spawn of incursion rats, very light. So I got away with it there. It was fun. I went off and played Skyrim, long story, for 2 years, came back, and there were ABCs in high sec, and I was like, what? That's the dumbest thing ever. And Rorquals are these powerhouses of my what? And orcas were also, and I'm like, the hell's going on? It doesn't make sense. Why they're supposed to be command industrial ships, command burst, I was like, wow. So, uh, I, I I wanted to do the low sec, and we were friendly with people who dealt with the low sec, so, or I was friendly at the time. Um, so I was able to capitalize on that and really enjoy it. And I got around to realizing that I really liked the endurance to mine ice and low sec because it was fun. You could do that all day, and you didn't get the cockroaches from high sec swarming the belt, the locusts, and it was fun. So I really didn't do a lot of high sec ice mining. I got into the high sec Veldspar. I found that amazingly, some systems had more dense feldspar than other systems, and some systems had all the belts full of dense feldspar compared to any other system. So I'm like, wow. Then I was like, okay, can I do the same with Jaspit in Losec? Because it would, to me, it's always been about mining, and I love mining ore, and I wanted to do that in Losec, and I did a whole series of them. And eventually I realized that it was the regeneration in low sec was shite compared to high sec and low sec, but and null sec, but null sec was weird. Null sec every 3 days it would spawn back to 100%. High sec every day except Monday or Friday, it was just mind blowing. It would regenerate by 80%. On Monday and Friday, it would regenerate by 30%. Madness. So after 3 days, it would come back to 100%. Anyway, and low sec, it took 20 days to get back to 100%. It was just mind boggling. It was like, the hell? So that demoralized me. Didn't do Jaspit. But I still, you want to do fun things besides just go mine ice in Mackinaws. It was like, Jesus. Now, I have done moon mining in low sec. I used to do moon mining when the ABCs were there in high sec. In Hulks of all, I did that for 6 months. Hulks, and it was just, once I switched to Mackinaws, I never went back. It was like, there's no way I'm spending, because I would multi-boxing Hulks, and it was just bananas. So peace of mind for sure. So, and it's much more efficient. You don't have a lot of wastage because juggling all that is impossible, unless you're truly autistic, and then go you. But yeah, I mean, the idea is to have fun, have a variety of ways to mine. But I'm always looking for, that, like jump gate, the best way to do it, and the most interesting way to do it. And it's kind of an exploring kind of thing. And going for ice mining is in high sec, it's very frustrating because there's lots of locusts, and it feels like there's a lot of botting going on. Like, that one guy's multi-boxing way too many mining barges, and it's like, you just get this feeling. It's like, okay. And there's never been a lot of communication that is decent in high sec. I like the communication in low sec, and that's why I go there, because you could be talking politely with somebody, but they're going to kill you, or going to try to kill you, no matter how polite they are. But they are polite in low sec. It's not the null sec smack talking crap. Nobody likes that in low sec. Yeah, sure, you'll get it in the pirate, like Misaba and stuff like that. The low, the goon wannabe crap. Goons have always been infamous for their local smack. That's a fact. For almost 2 decades. So the thing is, going to low sec isn't worth it, but it's fun. But at the back of my mind, I'm like, so why did, like, I did a whole freaking hour-long or 2-hour-long video about it, about why I don't understand why the endurance was basically nerfed for no reason, and it seemed petty and spiteful and stupid. And I can't, I mean, when you're playing a game, you have the meta game as well to deal with, and you're playing an endurance with the understanding that it's being nerfed for no reason whatever is demoralizing. And why would you want to play that game? So to me, the endurance is another video, and that I've done. I can bypass it now. Mining in HiSec now, and I'll head into the game. Mining in HiSec is what now? I honestly don't know. What kind of ships would be worth flying? Can you get decent, like when people fly the Venture, I prefer the scoped. I honestly do. Did I fit it? I don't think so. Let me check the contents of this. Did I fit it? No. Okay, so what I normally do is I put in scoped because I'd rather have range than volume, So let's put on, sorry, my brain is not working very well. There we go. So scoped. Okay, so we'll get 2 in there. And then we'll get always leave this for the for a cloak, even if I don't have a cloak on board, just because of habit, right? Muscle memory. Mining upgrade will get, how many can we shove on there? Just, oh right, just 1. It's a Venture. Okay. Mid slots would be, all right, let's get a survey scanner in there for sure. Our best defense is going to be speed for sure. How much can we go? Well, that's just perfect. Okay, that'll be our tank. The hell? Sorry, give me a sec. Just, what? And probably a shield for sure. Okay. And then I've got 1 more slot. What can I do with that? It would most likely be, I've got 61. It'll most likely be auto-targeting, but Tech 2. But it wouldn't be turned on because it would give me 3 more targets. And that would be perfect for mining because I would just, target a bunch of stuff and go, okay. And then if I need to shoot anything manually, it would be, because we've got drones. And of course, go to drones. The best, of course, would be, let's see now. For speed, no, we don't need speed. We need damage. So we'll get 2. There you go. Done. Okay. So we've got our drones. We've got all the slots figured out. Let's go to rigs, which would of course be shield rigs, and of course we'll probably put in. They're cheap. They're like dirt freaking cheap. We'll get 1 EM, 1 thermal. What we'll probably do is put in 2 thermal. 1 EM, 2 thermal. Seems reasonable, right? And what's our passive shield recharge? 8. Now I'd like to put in field purgers, which would increase that, but at the same time they're probably more expensive. So just let's check out the price, see if what Amara is saying. It's Singularity, but you might get decent price quoted. 150. Let's try it out. 11 hit points per second. Yeah, we're talking about defense against rats, right? So I'd rather stick in the field and mine, and be able to have my drones kill the rats without facing any significant worries. And 11 hit points per second feels about right. It's about, it's like just under 50% more, maybe 33% more. It feels right, and it's worth the expense, so I'm going to take it. Yeah, so that would be what I do. Let's buy this. And I want to see the ratio between that and a barge now, because in the past it was about, when I pushed it, it could be about a third of what a barge could do, which is pretty good. Fit. All right, done. Okay, there we go. Let's go on dock. Now this is of course without boost from an Orca. I'll do all this test without boost from an Orca. Of course, as you might not know this, but the size of the roids have been increased by 10 times. The volume of ore is only, doubled, but the physicals, the aesthetic size of it has been increased. And the formation of a belt depends on, apparently, the size to decide where in the belt it's going to form, which is quite fascinating. So we're going to dump our goblins. Actually, give me a sec. Let's test my tank. I'm sure it's well easy being able to take. I'm thinking about taking this to 0.5 systems, so yeah, whatever. Let's launch him. I'm sure I'll barely get any. And of course, I have lots of. Oh, what's my targeting range, by the way? What do we got? Targeting range was 18 clicks, and R was 16 clicks. And if I had, say, boost from an Orca, I'd most likely want to say, I'd probably take this out and put in a sensor booster, honestly, because if you're going with a Orca, you're probably going to have a hauler, and I usually have my hauler with the ore scanner. It's not a big deal, and the cycle times are so quick that you're not going to lose a lot. And yeah, all right, so now then, mining. Let's go dense feldspar. Wander over there. It's pretty big, actually. It's pretty cool. Right. I usually put a scrap metal in here in all my mining cargo stuff, so if I have it open and I see a mining scrap, I know I'm in the wrong hold. Okay, so there we go. And let's start mining. I'll stagger it, of course. Now, what I'll usually do is get rid of the quantity and only have the volume showing. There you go, staggered. Perfect. All right. So I'll have to do 3 trips to fill this up. Ishara doesn't seem that great, or at least this asteroid belt in particular isn't that great for dense feldspar. As you can see, it's really spread out now, which is cool, because it looks a lot different, and I'm all for that. Let's see now. 213 cubic meters. So that should go up to 850 something. It varies a tiny bit each time. Should it go up to 850 something if it's on the level? Yep, there you go. Okay, so that tooltip is correct. So we're doing 3.5 cubic meters per second per laser. So you've got 2 of them going, so you get 7 cubic meters per second. Okay, and it's all going to be in a titanium. It's worth about one sec. All right. So we've got 7.7 cubic meters per second, and selling the titanium at, let's do the math here, give me a second. Just gonna close this down and start it all over again. All right, so 26 is all right, close enough, good enough. Titanium, and that was dense feldspar, so that is going to be 148. Let's say 140. Well, 147 after selling, right? So 147. Let's go with that. So 147 per cubic meter. 147 times 7 per second. So you're doing 1,000 credits per second. That's what you're making. But what we'll be doing is looking at relative. So it's really not going to matter how much you're going to be making, because we'll be talking about the differences between, you know, the Mackinaw and the Retriever and all that stuff. So I'll be going through all of them. And we'll see what's up. So we can stop this. We'll do something else. All right. So I'll head back, dock up. Really got to get a core for this, so I can experiment with refining. But since compression isn't in the game yet, it's kind of pointless me doing that, so I won't be doing it this time around or anytime soon. All right. So 7 cubic meters per second works out to 1,000 credits per second. For dense feldspar.
Docking request accepted.
Okay. So Retriever. We'll go for let's get it out of the way. All right, coveter. Well, actually, no. We're gonna go. What we'll do is we'll go Retriever, Mackinaw, Procure, Skiff, coveter, Hulk. That's how we'll do it. Basically similar fits. I'm just going to use, for now, the tech one. Harvest equipment, strip miners, strip miner 1. Okay, and low slot would be mining upgrades, of course. So how many can get away with? Whoosh. All right, and slot 2 would be and 13. What do we got? I'm going to go with remaining resources. Good. There we go. Turn that on. Don't want to use a basic. They're really expensive. Nope, that's not going to increase my speed. Got a 50-kilometer range. 10. That'll say civilian, and that's diddly squat. I will most likely, I hate that. How much are they in Amar? Yeah. Okay. So I'd most likely, I guess I'd just go with a survey scanner. Alrighty. Now, of course, you could drop one of these and put in damage control. Damage control. And then I'd prefer to take this out, of course, and put in something better. Okay, and that would be shield for sure. And what could I do with that? Could I go with another shield extender? Let's see, 5,000, I get 1,000 more. Honestly, why not? That would be nice. Okay, and then of course you've got, we'd go with rigs, and of course we'd go shield, and of course we'd go, turn it off. We'd go EM. Would we? We'd go thermal, kinetic. There we go. Okie dokie. And we've got 50. What we do is we would, oops, get drones. We would put in, see, if I'm flying with an orca and with retrievers, whatever, and a porpoise or whatever, I would have the orca or the porpoise have a heavy drone out with a shield booster, RR shield on it, Logi, and the rest of my combats would be light because the rats tend to go for the heavier mediums, and if I had mediums, they would go for mediums just as much as they would go for heavies. So always go for the light. And all my guys would have different styles. Like one character would have warrior, the other would have hornets, the other hobgoblins, yada yada. So with that caveat, put in there, and I would probably not go for mining drones, simply because I hate them. I think they're stupid. I have teched them up for my requirements, which is odd for me because I hardly ever do that. And mining drone spec, drone operation, mining drone spec is level 5, if you can believe it. So I hate mining drones, but I'm sure a lot of you would be interested in how much they mine. So let's do this. Okay, so that's that. We will buy all that, fit it, and go out. And this will basically be the template, or template for everything else. Basically, it'll just be basically around a damage control and the cheap shield rigs. Fit. So we had 7 per second. Let's see how much we get from this. Now I am not quite trusting the tooltips at the moment. That's why I'm out there doing it myself, because I want to be absolutely rock positive what's going on, and then there's no BS happening. All right, let's go over here to other belt.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, the belts look amazing, by the way. I mean, they really are incredible now. They're pretty much what you'd expect to see in Star Wars or Star Trek, right? Not a realistic asteroid belt, because our asteroid belts, they're not as clustered. But hey, you know, it's a game, and those stuff are movies. It's for entertainment. All right. So I'll spread this out, because basically this is where I put my cloak, and yeah, it's just... Alright, let's just mine that. Close enough. Alright, so let's fire the sucker up, stagger it. We'll pop out the hobgoblins, deal with those drones. Alright. Notice I'm not dealing with the crystals. Yeah, that'll come later. This is just basically your basic, how does it compare to each ship? And for that we can easily use the tech ones. So, what do you say you're at? I don't quite trust their attributes, but they have been... Okay, so 68 per minute times 5. So that's... You're getting per minute... I live on an intersection. Fun stuff, huh? Alright, so... 68 times 5 divided by 60 equals. So you're getting almost what? Yeah, sorry, it's 7. You're getting about almost what a venture is in your mining grounds. So that's adding a tiny bit more. You're adding a venture's worth, close enough, right? Of mining. So if you feel it's worth it. You know, if you've stepped up from a venture and you think a mining drone, but this is, remember, this is me at max skill here. So, yeah, not something I'm really interested in at all. All right. And whoops, I've been blabbing my face off. Turn that on. Not quite staggering properly, but whatever. All right, let's see how much we get in one. And we should be getting 1,400 cubic meters. I'm not sure about the wastage stuff. Like, I think that's new to everybody. Wastage probability 0%. Well, thank you very much. Residue multiplier 0%. Well, thank you very much. All right. Okay, so it's showing exactly what we're doing, so we can trust this now. So 7.8. So yeah, look at this. It is basically one of these is 10% more than a venture, a scoped venture, by the way. Remember, so it's probably, if you have Tech 2, that's going to be, well, now with the belts so spread out, with the asteroids spread out now and not so much a crescent anymore, you can't depend on things close by anymore. Therefore, I'd totally recommend going with a Tech 2. Now, whether you can fit Tech 2 on that, is another thing entirely. You probably could. What's this say? 3.5? Thank you. All right, so we can depend on that. And that is going to be, and we can't do that. That'll be 4.3. Okay, that's cool. All right, so, and with the Orcus boost, you'd probably get more range, and I don't think I have the mining. Yeah, I don't have the mining range implants on right at the moment. Okay, so, oh, I have to drop down to Tech 1, but it would still give me 2 extra targeting. So yeah, absolutely right. So there you go. So we'll go by 4.3 for the venture, and this is doing 7.8. So let's see if it should be equivalent. So 4.3 times 2 equals 8.6, right? 8.6, and then you've got 7.8 times 2 is 15.6, and you divide that by memory recall is, so you're doing basically almost double that of a venture. So in situations where you don't have a lot of ore, and this is the nice thing about increasing the volume of the asteroids. Yeah, not like they didn't nerf it years ago when they first started doing this brouhaha. But yeah, it's for now here's the thing. Now this is going to be the interesting thing. Whether or not they, of course they didn't. What am I fooling myself? So if your ore hole gets full, and you get the notification that your ore has been ejected to space, that's not true. It's just still inside the roid, and I'm assuming that because of that, you won't incur any wastage if there was wastage for if I was using crystals. So that's interesting. So anyways, I just mine Tech 1. Why there's even more argument for mining with Tech 1. I like Tech 1 strict miners. It's after a year, 6 months of doing hulks with crystals, it gets a bit ridiculous. It really does. It's not worth your time or hassle doing it that way. All right. So yeah, that is the retriever. Let's do the Mackinaw. All right, cut that off.
Warp drive active.
What are we looking at for mining? Am I getting the same? Good, I am. All right, so the wastage is 34%, and the volume multiplier, so 33% of that, because you're doing 5 of them, and it's going to be over a amount of time, is
Docking permission
you're
requested.
doing this is pretty much
Docking
the equivalent
request
of,
accepted.
let's try that, 68 times 5 divided by 60 equals 5 divided by memory recall. Is that right? No, it's probably not. No, I think it is for Tech 2 Venture. What is a Tech 2 Venture's wastage, though, right? Is there a wastage here? Okay, the same. Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, that's the other problem with that. You might do faster, but you're going to incur wastage, which won't be seen in your input, but it will be seen in the destruction of the roid quicker. So a third of that is going to be wastage eventually. So yeah, something to consider. All right. So Mackinaw. Retriever, simulate fit. There, exit simulation. Simulate fit. 1, 2, 3. Damage control, mining run, and 2. There we go. And, oh, right, only 1. Okay, whatever. Okay, 61, 71, perfect. Oh. Huh, interesting. 58, 60. I'll take it. All right. How much is... Give me a second here. I think it's void, right? About the same. Okay, never mind. All right, whatever. So... could it do EMP? Good. I mean, if they were using EMP ammo, right? Am I using the wrong? I probably am. Nope, wait, it's antimatter. So let me antimatter. Anti-matter charge. Yes. And that would be... Okay, cool. All right, fair enough. All right. I got the bases covered. I was thinking EMP, but that is projectile. All right. Let's see what we've got to play with here. Oops. All right. All right. Shield. 69. 50. Nope. That is not gonna cut it. Fit 1, 2, maybe 3. Okay, no. 28. What do we have here? Multi-spectrum, compact. Why not, right? There we go. All right. Awesome. Yeah, that's what I'd go with, honestly. I prefer to have a speed tank. Speed tank's always helpful. Can I fit? No, I can't. Okay, never mind. Can I fit? No. Yeah. Yeah, no. I'm not. Yeah, I could fit it, but target painted on my back. Okay, so shield, and yeah, let's go for the multi. There we go. Yeah, looks good to me. All right. Buy all. And like I said, I'll probably use this as a continuing template for everything. All right, and fit. Now, since we've done the in-space thing, we don't need to go out and mine anymore because we've confirmed it. There could be screw-ups, but burn. Contents. Whoops. 5. 44,000. Not bad. Alrighty. So, what we're looking at, we'll simulate it. 9.5. So we got 9.5. Pretty good. So 9.5 versus 7.8. Is about 20% better. That's pretty good. 20% better for Tech 2. Cool. Let's see now. Let's go for Procure now. So bring this up. Procure, make active. Exit simulation, enter simulation. And same thing basically. This is the stupidest idea ever. Right. 5. You can put it in a heavy drone. I don't know. If you're feeling frisky, I would put in 5 ECM, honestly. Because, yeah, because just the way it works. 5, there, done. All right. And the, well, probably large. Or not. Okay then. I thought you could fit a large in there. Weird. Ah, well, screw it. Okay, so... yeah, this is the thing about removing this. They've removed the option for... you know, you've got 2 extenders and then you don't have any resist. So it's like, why? Yeah, wait a minute, because this, it makes 0 sense, right? 2 medium slots and then you go for the Mackinaw, which had 4, right? Why would that have 4 and that have 2? Just like, what? Okay, the Skiff has 4. Okay. It's kind of interesting. All right, fair enough. All right, yeah, I would most likely just put in that. That's what I do, honestly. Yeah, the fact you can't put in a large, it's just the weirdest thing, but whatever. How much extra does it give us? Quite a bit, honestly. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Oh, totally, right? Next simulation. Oops. Silly me. Whatever. simulate. What do we got here? 6.8. Isn't that the same? Pretty sure it's the same. I'm pretty sure there's no change, actually. It was the same before. Okay, 7.8, so I'm wrong. It's less. For how much HP you get? So you get double, almost, the HP. More than. Yeah, so, yeah, effectively double the HP right there. So, yeah, that's double. But it's... Yeah, there's something very odd. Yeah, very fishy about this. It does not like double. Oh, you just need double the catalysts. That's something just feels really off about that. All right, Skiff. Let's go for Skiff. Wait a minute, what the? Huh? I swore I... Oh, okay, whatever. There we go. Okay, that's better. By this type. Too funny. All right. All right. Yada, yada, yada. Five. Oh yeah, I bought extra dirt. Trash. All right. And of course, can I fit? Oh, probably. Find type? What do you mean find type? Find type in... Oh, interesting. It doesn't say type in browser. It just says find type. Whatever. Yeah, fair enough. Whoop-de-doo. Alright, so unfit. Can we fit large in there? I can fit 1. Can I fit 2? What? Oh, right. Silly me. Bloop. Alright, so I can't fit 2 in because it'd be short. But I can fit 1 in, so that's nice. But I can't fit that, and I've got 18 left. What does it give me? Basic, meh. Same crap, basically. Oh, right. Lol. Silly me. Scanning equipment. Propulsion for sure. M1. I'd only get... No. Nope. I guess it would be a scanning equipment. How fast do I go? Shitty meters per second. And I'd need a... Ugh. Yeah, no thanks. Target painter. Alright, never mind. That's a bloody shame. Alright. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. If I'm using I want it to be nasty as F. I'm going to go with stasis web on two of them, disruptor on another, and an afterburner to get close. And I can do that with a compact. Yeah, easy. There. Alright. That and two of them will be web. One of them will be point, and another will be scram. But I don't think I can do scram. I mean, long point, sorry. Can I do long point? Yes, I can. Yep, totally can. Okay, cool. So I can do all of them. Awesome. So yeah, one with that, and the others with that. So, there you go. Awesome. That's him. Bye. Yep. Oh, did I already? What's this? Procure, sorry. Did I buy that? No, I've got one on board. Hopped into that. No, it's a skiff. The skiff. Fit. And this would be my basic anything, really. Strip miner, 7.5. Alrighty. How much is that one? 7.5 as well? Or just a bit more? 6.8. Alright. 7.5. 5 divided 6.8 equals 10% better. Alright. Didn't think it was that big of a step up from the Max doing a lot better. Alright, whatever. Alrighty. Coveter, might as well, right? Just for argument's sake. So, coveter. And grab that, exit simulation, enter simulation. Okay, strip miner 2. How many can I fit on? Damage control. Yeah, no. Can I do compact? Can I do that? Let's see. Compact. Shield derp. Compact 1. And can I do? Ooh, close. No cigar. Information. I don't think they're that expensive these days, so I'll definitely go down for the IFFA. There we go. Perfect. And then 1, 2. And how much? What? Isn't that the same as the retriever? It's kind of weird. Okay, whatever. You'd think it'd be more flimsy than the retriever. Alright, what do we got here? We have 9.5. Okay, so a coveter with sec here. All right, so this coveter is worth 2.2 ventures. Okay. So if the math still holds, the Hulk yeah. Give me a sec. Oh, what is this anyways? I'm just not, let's not go there. Let's not go with the crystals just yet. Even to check it out. Okay. Mining upgrade 2. Let's just check quickly. What do we got? We've got 12.8. So if the math holds, that will be 3 times. If the math still holds. And it's nice that my math is still good. And I'm not wildly exaggerating. Okay, venture, simulate fit. No, wait, 4.3 was it? My short-term memory has never been good. 4.3 equals, yeah, 3. So a venture is, well, ignoring the mining drones, which I hate. The venture is basically you're a noob with max skills, probably an alpha, so not as much as this, but you're pushing on a third of a Hulk, which will do a lot of alphas, a lot of a morale boost. Basically, you are not a factor of 10 lower than a Hulk. So just remember that. You're not completely out of their league. Alright. Even though they look damn sexy. Okay, so, and Venture looks great too. I mean, honestly, the Venture is just looking exactly like the Homeworld Salvager, which is right up my alley, for sure. Anyway, so, the Endurance. Yeah. And the Prospect. Yeah. So, they're not going to do as much. It's not like they're going to be on par with what the exhumers can do, or even the barges, I believe. They're not going to be on par with it, no matter how hard they try. And that means your output is basically halved if you're doing that. And it makes pretty much anything you're doing less worth it. And therefore, why would you do something if the act of mining is the same, right? I get the same enjoyment out of mining low-sec ice as I would high-sec ice. So why would I risk it for the biscuit, right? If it's a crappy biscuit, at the end of the day. So I like it because I can spend more time, but that just exponentially increases the risk. And why would I want to be in a ship that just had its cloaking speed nerfed for no reason other than what appears to be spite or some marketing genius's idea of making them distinct, which is completely bonkers, but whatever. Yeah, so at the end of the day, those are the numbers, and you're welcome. It's a bit weird, and it's a bit surreal to be doing this because I didn't want to do it, but like I said, the trepidation was I would find something horrendously wrong with this crap, that there was some ridiculous thing that I would find on par with the Endurance's loss of speed when cloaked, that would destroy my morale even more and lower my interest in playing this game yet again. So that would, I was very nervous, so I'm glad that this didn't ruin my enjoyment of the game. I wouldn't say permanently, but yeah. Like I said, my friends that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, they're actually out bashing a fob. I don't know how it's going, but I hope it's going well. I taught them well. I'm sure they rolled over it easily. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that was informative on the numbers. Would I mine in the future? If I saw an ice belt in Bashakru that when I was scouting for fobs and it was fresh, I'd totally go for it because, I got the gear nearby, and why not? I enjoy mining. It's not that I enjoy Eve and, Eve has mining in it. No, I enjoy mining, period. And it's not a good business decision, what CCP have done. It's like they're reinventing the wheel. It's like what I've gone through, there's hardly anything changed. The crystal's going to be interesting. The fact that they improved the belts, asteroid belts, per se, not the anomalies. Let's not go there. I already talked about it in the previous video, that huge rant. But yeah, the asteroids per se are great, but the problem is they nerfed it into the ground, so it's like, great, there's lack of imagination, yada yada. I've already dealt with it. I don't want to go into it again. But yeah. The orcas and stuff, the boosting, the crystals, that'll wait till later. This is just my basic, let's get a handle on the numbers, the relative numbers. If the venture is still the same as the, the still in the same league as the exhumers, the Hulk, for instance, and it seems to be, which is good. I didn't do the endurance because you guys don't, I'm sure you guys don't want me to go down that road. It would get real salty real fast, and I don't want to go there, just because it would be a waste of time. I can't think of anything else. I'll get to the orca and the porpoise and the oracle later. I'll get to the crystals later, and I'll eventually get to the endurance later. It's just heavily demoralizing when I do. So yeah, I'm not going to do that for a while, if ever. I'm smart enough to figure this crap out myself in my head, and what I told you in the beginning holds true, and thank God they didn't ruin it further for me. So yeah, that's the thing. You make this video knowing it's not going to be better, and you're hoping it's not going to be worse, and that is a really bad sign for the developers that they went down this road of, yeah, it's, yeah, if you want to hear my rant, just listen to my 2-hour one. It's good. I don't tread over ground too much, not the same ground too much, but yeah, I rip them a huge new a-hole that they deserved. But yeah, there's a couple of good things, but at the same time, you're like, why hasn't this been done before? If you guys knew about this, But yeah, this whole waste thing, this whole waste management simulator, not interested in. I'll be sticking with Tech 1 lasers, just so I don't have to even go close to getting salty. Just don't want to do it. And I like Tech 1 lasers. You don't have to switch crystals. You don't have to remember to switch crystals when you first start mining. You're not wasting anything. Yeah, I'm happy. But that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I've already gone through it. I don't need to do any more. Okay. And, oh yeah, apparently, nice. Very cool. Yeah, they did well. All right. See you.